Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. I'm your host for today's presentation along with my co-host Cindy. And Cindy and I are both family caregivers. I'm going to turn off my video until after the presentation. AARP created this workshop because we want to support you and your loved ones. I invite you to share ideas, ask questions, and connect with other family caregivers, people just like you, after the presentation. Before we begin, we have a few ground rules. This presentation is being recorded, so you may access it later. Your microphones are muted until after the presentation. You can add any questions or comments you have into the chat, and we'll address those after the presentation. Please keep what is shared confidential, and this is a judgment-free zone. Caring for a family member or close friend is one of the most important roles you'll play. It may start with driving your loved one to get groceries or going to the doctor. As time goes by, you may find yourself taking more time off of work, preparing meals, or handling bills. No matter where you are in the journey of family caregiving, just beginning to anticipate a need, helping to coordinate a big move, or taking care of a family member full-time, having a good framework to help guide both you and your loved one will make the process easier. During this session, we'll share a framework to help you make plans to care for family members, neighbors, and friends. You'll have the opportunity to connect with other family caregivers, exchange tips and advice, and learn about resources available to you and your loved ones. To help you get a picture of today's family caregiver, consider these questions. Do you help a loved one with household tasks such as cleaning, laundry, or yard work? Help a loved one with medications? Regularly cook or provide food for a loved one? Drive to doctor's appointments, make shopping trips, or run other errands? Provide personal care such as bathing or dressing? Help with a loved one's finances or pay their bills? Provide emotional support and companionship? Communicate with health professionals and coordinate health care? If you answered yes to any of these activities, you are or have been a caregiver. Caregiving may be one of the most important roles you will take on in your life. AARP's founder, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus, was a caregiver to her parents. In fact, she left her job to care for her mother. She said, "It is only in the giving of oneself to others that we truly live. The human contribution is the essential ingredient." Dr. Andrus was an educator. Her passion was to help older Americans lead lives of independence, dignity, and purpose. She founded the National Retires Teacher Association in 1947 and later AARP in 1958. Caregiving is in AARP's DNA. AARP supports family caregivers and their loved ones both directly through programs and online resources, and more indirectly through state and federal advocacy. First, let's do a short exercise. I'm going to read a list of tasks. I want everyone to close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Imagine that when I read a task you're currently doing, I'm handing you a tennis ball to juggle. So for each task you currently do, add another tennis ball to your juggling. When I read these statements, I may say doing something for mom or doing something for dad. You can substitute the person you're caring for. 1, take mom or dad to medical appointments. 2, pick up prescriptions. 3, organize and help ensure mom takes her medication. 4, call the insurance company. 5, shop for groceries. 6, cook meals. How many balls are you juggling now? 1, 2, 4. 7, mow dad's yard. 8, do laundry and clean mom's house. 9, bathe and dress mom. 10, go to work. 11, pick up the kids from soccer. 12, pay dad's bills. Are your hands full, or have you dropped any of the balls? 13, take kids to school. 14, take mom to the beauty shop. And 15, change dad's bandage 3 times a day. How did that feel? How many balls are you able to juggle? We know that caregivers juggle many tasks, and sometimes it might feel like this picture. Here are some facts about caregiving which show it really affects everyone. Family caregivers provide the majority of long-term care in the U.S. The average family caregiver is a 49-year-old woman who works 35 hours a week and provides almost 25 hours of care per week. More than 48 million family caregivers each year provide care for aging parents, spouses, aunts, uncles, friends, or other loved ones. In 2020, more than 41 million of them are giving care to someone over the age of 50. Caregiving affects the whole family. Men are now almost as likely to say they are family caregivers as women are. 40% of men and 60% are women. And even 24% of younger Americans ages 18 to 34 say they are family caregivers. So today we're going to share practical information to help you care for your loved ones, while also best caring for yourself. We'll break this down into 5 steps. 1, start the conversation. 2, form your team. 3, make a plan. 4, find support. And 5, care for yourself. Step 1, start the conversation. Often families avoid discussions about the future simply because they don't want to think about changes in the lives of the people they love most. Many people wait until a crisis occurs before they talk about their values and preferences, wishes for health care, or details about their finances. It's never easy to bring up what you think will be an uncomfortable topic. However, a lot of uncertainty can be avoided if you talk with your loved one before a crisis occurs. It is easy to put off conversations because they can be difficult, plus we are all very busy. But you may be surprised to find out that your loved one has been meaning to have that talk as well. Before you start the conversation, here are some simple things to consider. Look for an opening. When raising the topic of future care, you might find it helpful to reference an article you just read or something you saw on the news to break the ice. For example, I'm thinking about estate planning. Do you have any advice? Or I just read an article about gathering all your important papers. Sometime can you show me where yours are and what you'd like us to do just in case? Try not to anticipate what your loved one might say or how they will react. Just get the conversation started. Be open. Express your love and concern, and most importantly, listen. Keep in mind that the conversation will likely take place over time. Respect your loved one's wishes. Make sure your loved one is participating in the conversation as much as possible. It's important to center your caregiving plans on the wishes of the person receiving the care. Where do they want to live? How do they want to handle their finances? Size up the situation. Once you get the conversation going, evaluate what you're hearing. Understanding your loved one's priorities, where they want to live, the nature of their care, will help determine the next steps. Money can be a particularly sensitive subject to talk about, but it is often at the heart of many decisions you'll make with your loved one. You need to consider how you're going to pay for housing, health care, and other expenses such as grocery, medications, transportation. Ask your loved one to review their bank accounts, investments, insurance coverage, and other relevant finances, assets, or income that can be used to cover these costs. Find out whether they have long-term care insurance should they need it. To help you with this task, AARP created the AARP Caregiving Financial Workbook, a practical guide focused on health, housing, and money management for family caregivers. Each set of worksheets is designed for caregivers to capture the essential information they need to manage the complex responsibilities of caregiving. You'll find that workbook and other useful information on the caregiving section of aarp.org. You may find that your loved one's initial response to your attempt to start the conversation is something like, "I just don't want to talk about it." Keep in mind that people are private by nature. Sometimes it's difficult for another to admit they need help, and as a result, you may encounter some resistance. If your first conversation doesn't go well, try again. If you're still running into difficulty, try asking a trusted family friend, doctor, or faith leader to share your concerns. Step 2, form your team. Caring for a family member or a friend can be too big a job for just one person. Trying to do everything yourself may lead to burnout and problems with your own health and well-being. It's important to form a larger network of family and friends and tap into community resources to share the load. Your loved one can help you identify willing team members, such as neighbors or friends from the community that you may not have thought of. Look for team members who live nearby. Proximity has its advantages, such as stopping over to see your loved one, driving her to a doctor's appointment, or cooking him a meal. Just because someone doesn't live nearby or have huge blocks of free time doesn't mean they can't pitch in. Family or friends living at a distance can help with tasks such as coordinating meals, bill paying, or financial assistance. Look for team members who can help with simple tasks. Don't be hesitant to ask others for help. Some people may need only a little encouragement to take on a task and are glad when you ask for help. Look for team members who share their talents. Leverage the talents and strengths of your team. For example, a computer whiz in the family could set up an online calendar for coordinating meals or chores. And someone who loves to garden might be willing to help out with your loved one's yard. While there may be one primary family caregiver, identify other family members, friends, and neighbors who can check in and help with shopping and other important errands. It's best if the person you're caring for doesn't leave their home and stays out of public places. Find out if services such as Meals on Wheels can help deliver meals, or if there are other local services to help with food or medication delivery. Here are some more considerations about building and supporting your team. Determine the number of team members. Both quantity and quality are important to think about when building your team. While having a large caregiving team can be helpful, too many people might be unwieldy to manage. Make sure everyone on the team is clear about their responsibilities. They should be supportive and willing to lend a hand to you and your loved one. Assign roles and responsibility. Everyone has something to contribute. Play to each person's strength and be clear on what's needed and expected. Focus on the care recipient. The key and often overlooked participant in the conversation is the person who needs the care. Barring mental or physical incapacity, the person receiving the care should play a significant role in determining who will be on the team and what needs to be done. Step 3, make a plan. Now that you have a team filled with willing caregivers, it's time to start building out a plan and designating responsibilities. Always make sure your plans are being made with the person you are caring for at the center of the discussion. The plan doesn't have to be extensive or fancy. You can never anticipate every detail or scenario. The plan should include immediate needs as well as plans for the future. Keep in mind that the options for addressing needs will depend on finances, the willingness of your support team, and the resources available in your community. A family or team meeting is one way to help you get things organized and ensure all of your team members are on the same page when it comes to making and keeping a plan. First, meet with your caregiving team. This may take place face-to-face over a conference call or through a series of emails. Determine what works best for all of you. Set up a system for future communications with the team. Next, assess the goals and needs of your caregiving plan. Remember, this doesn't have to be extensive or fancy, as you can't ever anticipate every detail or scenario. Just try to include immediate needs and broader plans for the future. The Caregiving Guide offers an assessment of goals and needs. We have listed typical tasks in the areas of home maintenance, health, finances, transportation, and more. For example, if your loved one wants to move in the next year or so, you can assign someone the task of researching locations and facilities. After you determine your goals, delegate responsibilities. Now it's time to figure out who will do what. Make sure you determine what tasks everyone is comfortable performing. Also, be sure to ask your team members about their preferences. Be open to modifications as the situation and the team member's ability to help change. Have your loved one needs unfold may differ from what you expect. Here are some more helpful items to remember during your team members. The team member who will receive the care should play a significant role in talking about and in assigning roles and tasks to the extent possible. For example, even if one child is an accountant, an older parent may feel more comfortable having another child look after their financial affairs. Communicate. Try to keep everyone informed as things change. Make sure that everyone knows about the discussion ahead of time so there are no surprises or hurt feelings. And one team member should take notes and write a brief summary of what was decided. A written summary of the plan helps ensure that the wishes and needs of your loved one have been considered and included. Step 4, find support. If you've come to realize that the scope of care needed for your loved one is beyond what you or your team can provide, it's okay to reach out for extra support. There are a number of ways you can obtain the help you need. There are many types of community resources that may be available to provide support. Your local agency on aging can help connect you to a variety of support services, such as home-delivered meals, transportation, adult daycare, care management, and more. Your local agency on aging can also answer questions about which resources are free and which will incur a cost. You can also check into services offered in your community through Elder Care Locator. The Elder Care Locator is a public service of the U.S. Administration on Aging. It connects caregivers to local services and support. Any of the resources I mentioned today are in the caregiving guide. Consult a professional. Oftentimes, your loved one's needs can be complex, especially when health, emotional, and financial issues are at play. A trained social worker or nurse can help you sort out, determine what is needed, find services, and arrange care. Again, the Elder Locator is a great resource to find such professionals. And don't forget to ask your employer if they offer employee assistance program. This also can connect you to professionals and other services in your community. Teams often need outside support. Here are some ideas about the most common needs. First, hire help. If you see that your loved one's needs help with daily activities are more than you can provide, try exploring home care options. Some home care workers do household tasks such as cleaning and meal prep, while others do more personal care tasks such as bathing and dressing. Your local agency on aging can help you identify and connect with the appropriate services. You can also go online and visit AARP's Caregiving Resource Center for more information. Secure their safety. To help your loved one be safe and comfortable in their home, try incorporating handrails, grab bars, night lights, or adjustable shower seat. Some things, such as installing grab bars, may best be left to a professional. You also can check out AARP's Home Fit Guide at aarp.org/homefit for a whole range of solutions. I encourage you to write down that website, aarp.org/homefit. The guide provides tips, suggestions, worksheets, and resources to make a home a lifetime home. Explore housing options. A variety of housing with supportive services may be available in your community. Begin by making a list of criteria, such as location, group dining, laundry service, and more. Once you determine the criteria you need, visit several facilities and be sure to talk to both residents and their families. Support groups also can be helpful in navigating available resources. AARP has a Facebook group for caregivers, as well as online message boards on aarp.org. Visit aarp.org/caregiving and click on Community to get connected to the online message group. For more information on housing, go online and visit AARP's Caregiving Resource Center. If you are considering a nursing home, you can go to Medicare's Nursing Home Compare page at medicare.gov/nursing home compare for more information. Step 5 is care for yourself. Don't overlook the impact of caregiving on you. Pay attention to your health and well-being. The best way to ensure you have the energy to care for a loved one is to take care of yourself. Here are some tips for caring for yourself. Tap into resources. Social workers and nurses and other professionals can guide you through care options and help monitor the care if you don't live nearby. Use technology. Personal emergency response systems, remote monitoring devices, and mobile apps can help you coordinate care. Ask your employers. Some employers offer benefits or services to support family caregivers. And then review your finances. It's important to calculate your caregiving related expenses and account for them in your personal budget. Here are some additional tips for caring for yourself. Talk to your doctor. Let them know that you are a caregiver and discuss ways to manage stress. Advocate for yourself. The Caregive Advice Record Enable or CARE Act has passed in many states. You should consult with your loved one's doctor for training if you are expected to do complex medical tests at home. And take advantage of caregiving services and support. Services and support groups can help you throughout your caregiving journey. Finally, take a break. Make time for exercise, sleep, healthy eating, and stay connected with friends. AARP offers a variety of online information, resources, in-person events, and self-paced learning for all family caregivers. I want to be sure to mention several resources. AARP's Caregiving Resource Center. This is a central hub for all things caregiving at AARP. Read the latest articles, tips, and advice. And that's where you'll also find the caregiving guide with downloadable checklists for when you need to update or revise your caregiving plan. Community Resource Finder. Get easy access to resource and community programs and services through this online community resource directory. The directory is compiled from provider descriptions and public data and made possible by the Alzheimer's Association and AARP. And also learn.aarp.org. You can visit this site to learn more about upcoming events and to explore interactive educational videos and webinars on caregiving. I hope you enjoyed our session and that the information and resources are of value to you. Today, we discussed the 5 steps to create a caregiving plan. 1, start the conversation. 2, form your team. 3, make a plan. 4, find support. And 5, care for yourself. We also shared many ideas about resources available to you. To continue your learning on this topic, make sure you check out AARP's caregiving resources and the caregiving guide. We'll now open the presentation for questions, comments, and suggestions.